Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tina. So today I'm going to be doing my behind the book. Normally I have planned to do these on Fridays, but since last Friday I couldn't get to it because it was my daughter's birthday, I decided to do it today. So it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to talk to you about the book that I read for the week and kind of give you some information about it, whether I liked it, whether I didn't like it, if I recommend it, and things like that. So if you are here for that, please keep on watching. Also subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you are notified anytime I upload. If you happen to enjoy the video at the very end, then don't forget to like, and we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so the book I will be talking about is The Broken Girls by Simone St. James. This book, I will have to say, is a good book from start to finish. I could not put it down. I could have finished it a lot sooner than what I did, but you know, being a mother of four, sometimes sitting down and reading a book isn't always an option. So nonetheless, I finished it, I enjoyed it, and I have nothing negative to say about it. This book is based on two stories inside the book, but somehow they do connect. It is based out of Barron's, Vermont. The first story starts in the 1950s and the second story starts in 2014. So this is about a girls' boarding school that was built in 1919, but it doesn't say much about anything. It just starts from the 1950s. This book, I will say, is about mystery, murder, and a little bit of haunting, based on four girls that are going to boarding school, and during the time in boarding school, one of the girls goes missing. All these girls are sent there by their families as like a lost cause type of situation. Either their parents are ashamed of them or they have nothing, there's nothing they can do for them as far as like trying to control them or get them under control. So this is the place they send them to. So this is in Vermont. One of the girls goes missing and they try to cover it. Instead of like going on full investigation, they pretty much just said she was a runaway, she ran off with a boy, and then they closed the investigations and that was it. But the girl's friends, the one that went missing, her three friends, they didn't believe that because they knew she knew nobody over here, like over there. She doesn't know anybody. They are completely isolated, so it's not like they can go out and meet people or whatever. Like, there's no way for them to connect with anybody. So they thought it was completely ridiculous that they just stopped investigating after a few days. So what the girls do, they end up investigating. They're like doing all the investigating themselves because they feel like Sonia, the girl that went missing, deserves to be found. So that's pretty much it as far as like the story that happened in the 1950s. The girls, they pretty much just took matters into their own hands, and as they grow older, they find out what happens. They find out what happened to the girl, but they don't know where her body is. So they know that she was murdered, but the person that murdered her won't say where her body's at. So that jumps on to the 2014 story. This is about a journalist. She lost her sister 20 years ago. Her sister was murdered, and her sister's body happened to be dumped off at the hockey field, the field hockey field there at the school. The school has been shut down since 1979, and I believe the school just shut down because of the business. You know, like nobody wanted to send their kids there anymore. Like, it never really says like why the school was shut down. I just know it was shut down in 1979. So in the 2014 era, the school's already vacant. You know, it's been shut down for so long. But the girl loses her sister. Her sister was murdered, and the body was dumped on the field hockey field. That's where her body was found. They didn't have no exact leads to who killed her sister. The only thing they did find evidence in was her boyfriend's car. Her sister's boyfriend's car was some hair in his back seat. And then they also were seen by other people arguing that same day that she was murdered. So they went ahead and connected the two and decided to throw him in jail with the murder charge, stating that he is the one that killed the sister. So fast forwarding to everything from the present time. So there's this there are these people that decide to purchase the old school and they want to restore it and try to reopen it. That's what they say. But in reality, the thing is, the person that bought the school happens to be Sonia, the girl that went missing, her best friend. But Fiona, the journalist, the girl from the 2014 era, so that means, you know, Katie is really old now, but she's the one that purchased the property. And I'm hoping I'm making sense. I just want this video to be as short as possible, and I feel like it's going to be long because I am telling two sides of two stories. So she figures out that the person that purchased the school was Sonia's friend from school. The whole reason why she bought the building was because she was trying to find her friend. She felt she owed that after so many years. Even though she found out who killed her, she wanted to still find her body so that way they could lay her to rest, even if they found something of the sort. So that's what ends up happening when Fiona gets involved, when Fiona was the one that was there when they actually found the body. I know that sounds crazy, but they ended up finding Sonia's body. She was down, buried in a well. She got thrown in there. Her murderer hit her on the head with a bat or some type of something that would break her skull, and just threw her in the well. So then they find her body. But the twist is to this whole book is not only do they find Sonia's body, the missing girl from 1950, Fiona from the 2014 time, she finds out that her sister's murderer was a person that has killed more than once. Her sister wasn't his first victim. There was another girl that she didn't get killed by him, but she got left for dead pretty much. But if her father hadn't found her, then she would have been dead. She's pretty much incapable of taking care of herself. So she finds that out, and then also she finds out that the cops in the town have been covering up for him, the guy that murdered her sister, because he was one of the richest families in the town. The cops have been covering up for him this whole entire time, with all the murders that he's committed. But she's only known of her sister so far and the girl that he badly beat up to where she's in a home because she's incapable of taking care of herself. So yes, that's pretty much what this book is about. And there's also about the ghost. The ghost, at the time, they think is out trying to get them, but in reality, she just wants them to, in my opinion, the way I see it when I finished reading the book, she wants them to realize their deepest fears, because she was 15 years old when she died. Her name is Mary Hand. She was 15 years old when she died because her parents threw her out in the cold after having a baby. She gave birth to her baby. Supposedly her baby died, but she always thought in her mind that her parents killed her baby and she had a little girl. So instead, her parents ended up burying her dead baby in a garden at the school. At the time, it wasn't a school though. And then also they left her out in the cold to die. So once she was dead, they ended up burying Mary Hand and her baby together in the garden. So a lot of the hauntings that the girls from 1950 thought were her trying to get in and trying to like hurt them, she was really just trying to warn them, trying to like be heard. In this, I guess you can say she was just trying to be heard, because she didn't have that when she was younger. She just got thrown out and that was it, you know. So present time, back to the present time, you know, the same thing. When Fiona was on the school property, she encountered the ghost of Mary Hand, and to her knowledge too, she thought she was trying to hurt her, but in reality she was just trying to help her. She just wanted to be heard. So at the end of the story is when they find Mary Hand's body and her baby's body, bones, and they end up doing a proper burial. And then in the far woods is whenever Fiona ends up seeing Mary Hand holding her baby, you know, and kind of like feeling happy because finally somebody is giving her the proper burial that she deserves, her and her baby. I'm gonna say that this story has a mixture of crooked cops, hidden evidence, a little bit of ghostly encounters, of course, betrayal, dishonesty, what is another word that I'm trying to think of? Dishonor, you know. The girl that went missing, Sonia, that's her name, Sonia. She wasn't from the States. She was from France, and she came to the States through relatives, but I don't believe they were really relatives. I think they saved her because she was in the Ravensbrück prison for women and kids ran by the Nazis. So I feel in the book it does say the whole reason why they stopped the investigation was because they thought she was a Jew, and being that it was in that time area, if she was a Jew, then they knew that she wasn't going to have any family left because they would have been separated into different camps, you know, and been killed. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it with that. I know this book, the way I'm describing it, really doesn't do justice for it, but I'm trying to do the best that I can so that this video isn't so long and just really giving you the full idea, you know, from the 1950s. 4 main girls: Katie, Cece, Roberta, Sonia. Sonia goes missing. Her 3 friends don't believe that she ran away. They know she didn't run away, you know, because she knows nobody. She has nobody, so there's no reason for her to run away. She was supposed to go visit relatives and come back in a day, but she never showed up. The investigation only lasted for about a few days, and then they called it as a runaway, and that was it. They let it be done. Now, jumping over to 2014. Fiona, which is a journalist, lost her sister when her sister was 20 years old. She was murdered by her boyfriend and found out that her boyfriend had been murdering other girls, but only one surviving was in a home because she was incapable of caring for herself, and found out that the chief of police of her town had been covering up this whole time, and he was the one that actually covered up for her sister's death as well. And the only reason why her body was found the way it was because the guy ended up seeing Mary Hand that night and got scared and just threw her body over the fence and left her there. So as sad as that is, that's what happened. The boyfriend killed the sister and had killed before, and the cops always covered up for him because his family was the wealthiest family in the town. Mind you, they live in a very small town, so they don't get a lot of money in and out of the town. It's just a small little ghost town, is the best way I can describe it. So yeah, I hope you guys will pick this book up. I really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend this book. Just give it a try and you will see what I am talking about. All the twists, the plots, everything about this book. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it with that. You guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you will pick up the book and let me know if you like it. I'll see you guys on the next one.